I worked on my dissertation with a girl in a white swimsuit in a room on the 200th floor of Skeptic Tower as the Holy War raged below us. My dissertation was entitled The Kernel of Truth and was heavily influenced by Edgar's essay, Why Religions Are Like Cereals, which he had written for Sophia Alderson some years before. On the 20th of November 2026, Sophia Alderson, in combat fatigues, called on all Scepticism Inc. employees to lay down their arms and come out of their betting shops with their hands in front of them in prayer. She said further resistance was useless. She demanded Edgar cease all trading for the love of God. Edgar responded to Sophia's ultimatum by showing his tattoo to the audience of Who Knows TV for a full 10 minutes. Another 45 religions died out. The main Tokyo metaphysical betting shop fell to a combined assault by Shintoists, Buddhists, crypto-Christians and New Mormons. Another 63 offices were lost in the US to priests of the Polish National Catholic Church in America, Pentecostals and black Muslims. The last betting shop in the whole of Mexico was surrounded by 12 bishops and 500 preachers of the Union of Evangelical Independent Churches. In London, Skeptic Tower continued to hold out against overwhelming odds. In the deserts of the world, Edgar's massive digging machines went on making kilometre-wide trenches, and I finished my dissertation 2 hours before the deadline. Skeptic Tower was being attacked at the time, I remember, by an assortment of Roman Catholic priests, rabbis, Brahmins, witches, and druids. Edgar was in the main lobby firing a heavy machine gun and mumbling "Aloha" repeatedly under his breath. He told me to leave my dissertation on his altar/desk. It was then that a girl in a white swimsuit with a furry pink question mark on her head, carrying belts of ammunition over her shoulder for Edgar's machine gun, handed me a telegram. It was from Saint Doctor or Dr. Saint Cunningham. It said simply, "We must talk." Part 2, Chapter 41. As the Holy War raged, another General Council was summoned to try and end the Second Great Schism. It failed abysmally, merely electing yet another Pope. Dilip Kumar Thanki, the 16th Dalai Lama, was elected Pope on the 3rd of December 2026. The 16th Dalai Lama had secretly become a Catholic priest a month before. By then, some 33% of organized religions had perished. The Holy War, which had cost the lives of some 80,000 Scepticism Inc. employees and an equal number of nuts, was not going as planned. Although Sophia and the other religious leaders were loath to admit it, their actions had only a minor effect on Edgar's profits, and thus their own financial difficulties. It was true that the number of walk-in bets had decreased since the start of the war by something like 68%, but the average amount of money put on individual bets had jumped tenfold. As long as Who Knows TV and Who Knows FM remained on the air, Edgar would continue to threaten the very existence of all organized religions on the planet. Efforts to take Skeptic Tower were redoubled. "80mm mortars were used to shell the tower around the clock. The mortars came from Russia and had been blessed by every kind of priest you can imagine. The blessed mortars were firing when I decided to try visiting Dr. Saint or Saint Dr. Cunningham by dashing across no man's land.